Good morning, everybody. Oh, we got our coffee. We got some water. I guess we're ready to play this game a little bit. It's been a minute. Let's see, I think got a few hours to. Oh, it's so loud. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to the Sleeping Bowl. So we left off, we finished out in Fawn. We got what is it, the Crystal Rose of Beauty or whatever. What's this? That was a bunch of bullshit. We swiped a fellowship medallion from them, so that means the goblins killed someone over there. She does not want the engagement ring. I don't remember if I have to keep that for anything, but you know what? We're just gonna stick it in here just to be on the safe side. Alright, let's go to the Sleeping Bowl. We'll have to work to get, teleport storm. I think this is it, yeah. We have some people to talk to. We were here a while ago. Let's see, so we were here a while ago, and we found out from Flindo, I think. Well, from a few people, we found out about Captain Hawk, I think. Let's talk to this one. Pardon me, my lord. My name is Selena. Thou dost look to be brave and trustworthy. I need thy protection. Yes, protection. People are disappearing around here. I do not know if it's these mysterious storms or if there's something more sinister at work. All I know is that I'm afraid. People disappearing. First, there was someone they call Silverpate, and now Angus is gone. One built the inn, and the other was the innkeeper here, and those others disappearing doth cause me to wonder if this place is cursed or something. Everyone knows that these are not natural storms, Alistair. Why, even the mages of Moonshade are worried. Old Gustachio is practically pulling out what little hair he doth have, trying to discover what's causing them. Excuse me. And if the mages are worried, Alistair, people such as we should be very wary indeed. Gustachio specializes in weather magic, Alistair. 'Tis all very confusing if thou dost ask me. I know that a council of mages questioned him closely before these storms began, but they seemed to think that he had no hand in. I think that was actually after, and I just misread. Hand in them and set to the task of trying to stop them. Others. Well, Ensorcio told me that Theron, one of the servants, disappeared not long ago, and then on the night that Angus disappeared, two guests disappeared as well. Two guests. I did not meet them, but Ensorcio told me about them. He said something about one of them being a mage, the other being a very large man. So now thou doth understand why I am so worried. If something could happen to a mage or a big strong man, what chance do I have? Right, Ensorcio. He's the mage who's staying here. He doth seem sinister, but he's nice to me. Not as nice as Argus, but nice for a mage. He seems to drink a lot, and he doth have a bad temper, too. Argus is very nice to me. He compliments me on my dress or mine hair, even though I know I look a mess. He's much nicer than when Deborah isn't around. I do not think she likes me. She's always watching me. It doth make me nervous. Mayhaps I shall be the next one to disappear. If she were not so old, I might think that she had something to do with those people disappearing, or maybe she knows more than she doth admit. Council of Mages oversees all of the mages in Moonshade. I don't know that much about them. I don't know much more about them than that. Excuse me. Thou should ask Insorcio if thou dost wish to know more. Alright. Ask her about the fur cap. How cute. But dost thou not think it is a bit warm for a fur cap? And I don't know, but it seems a bit small for thee. I don't know about rocks, Alistair. Put that away, please. Thou shouldst find someone else to ask. Thou couldst ask a scholar or some such. Perhaps even a mage might be able to help. I don't know. Alright. We have not talked to Insorcio. I don't know if he's... I don't think he's inside. Alright, well, let's see if we can go wake him up. It's 2 p.m. There we go. What was that noise? Well, if it isn't another petty tyrant, thou mayst as well leave now, pikeman. I have no use for the likes of thee, and thou canst do nothing to avenge the wrongs I have suffered. So leave that thou before I grow tired of thee, and thou dost feel the wrath of Insorcio the Adept. Tyrant. Yes, tyrant, and I shall say it in front of Argus too, for all that matter. You pikemen wear your bravery marked on your faces for all to see, expect the world to tremble at your feet. Thou demandest tribute like a king, but all thou art worthy of is contempt. Thou dost not speak to an ordinary pikeman. This is the Avatar. Thou mayest not judge the Avatar by his mark alone. Do not let him say such things about the Avatar. I see thee drew thyself up. Have I offended thee? And what wilt thou do, pikeman? Drag me to jail as thy comrades did drag Hawk? Hawk is the captain of the Arabella. I'm afraid that Flindo was a bit distressed to hear that the good captain had no intention of risking himself or his ship to take that upstanding merchant back to Moonshade in these damnable storms. So he bought the muscle of the pikeman to persuade Hawk that remaining here would be unhealthy. Moonshade, the city of wonders and the city of charlatans. Heaven forfend that thou shouldest try something innovative. It might endanger the incompetent fools led by Fabricio and his trained council of mages. Fabricio is a presumptuous maggot who calls himself Mage Lord of Moonshade. I doubt that he could light a candle magically, but he doth have the backing of the council and the threat of the mountains of freedom to support his claim. The one saving grace for Moonshade is that Filbercio spends all his time pursuing skirts. His insignificant knowledge of magic hath little effect on the bed chambers of his conquests. Flindo would have it that he is a person of note from the fair city of Moonshade, known by one and all, but he is truly little more than a loud shopkeeper with a penchant for gossip. Flindo flits about here and there, acquiring merchandise for Busia to sell, and and as much information as he can. I think that that alone is why the adepts humor him. Excuse me, humor him with some tidbit of news. Let's see, Council of Mages. Council of Mages is a handful of adepts meant to keep the Mage Lord from misusing his power. In this case, however, they spend their time making the decisions that the Mage Lord should be making. But unto but as unto myself, they are content to allow Fabricio to continue his amusements. With luck, he will be killed by one of his paramours. All right. Freedom. Freedom, what a farce. The Mountains of Freedom are a prison, hero. A prison filled with magical traps that none can escape. And that is where Filbercio puts all who anger or oppose him. 'Tis a small wonder that I did not end there. Uh, Busia runs Flindo's shop for him. 'Tis called the Capesi Canton, a pompous name, if thou dost ask me. Busia charges a Philip more on everything she sells for her troubles, and is very careful to show Flindo the altered accounts. uh, Storms, rather showy, if thou dost ask me, but rather spectacular results. Entirely too random for my taste, however. Of course, I cannot help but wonder which mage is behind them, and I wonder if that double-crossing Batlin has anything to do with them. The storm started after he left here, thou knowest. I can see that thou knowest of him. Batlin came here some time ago, he and his tame Damon. He seemed to take an interest in my story, and we spent many evenings exchanging arcane lore. Then he left on some errand. When he returned with his other two thugs, Batlin seemed restless, but we continued our discussions as if nothing had changed. I thought he was my friend, Damon, absolutely huge and ugly. Batlin called him Palos, and the Damon went about meekly hooded and robed as his master commanded. I do admit I was impressed. I could not help but think about the trouble that Rotaluncia was having. Rotaluncia. Ever since Filbercio replaced Rotaluncia as his playmate, Rotaluncia hath had to find some other interest to occupy her time, and from what I have heard, that seems to be Damon's. Perhaps I can hope that she doth have designs on revenge. I would be content to think of Filbercio filling a Damon's belly. So I'm sure that she would take quite an interest in that fat mage's pet Damon. I wish I could send her word. And the thugs. I should have guessed that Batlin intended something shady when I saw those two. I'm sure that Batlin brought them expressly to steal the old jawbone left to me by my mentor. Between Brunt the idiot and Deadeye, the one-eyed pirate, I am lucky still to be alive. Jawbone. 'Twas a large serpent jawbone that my mentor received from his mentor, the Mad Mage. I could never discover what its use was, though it was clearly magical. 'Twas a keepsake, though I hope to discover its secret someday. I think the Batlin found its secret and created these damn storms. Mentor. He was a very great man. His name was Vesculio. Unfortunately, Vesculio was a man that was constantly testing the limits of convention. The Council of Mages found him threatening and attempted to kill him when he refused to bow to their wishes. But his experimentation with Stoneheart had given him spells to elude even that monstrous fate. He is out there somewhere still, straining at the chains of accepted wisdom. Mad Mage. His true name is Urstam. He taught many of the moon shading adepts their craft, but as is the way with master and apprentice, they eventually surpassed him in skill and scope. The old mage could not abide the thought that these mages were no longer his malleable students and went quite mad. He saw them all as thieves intent on stealing his secrets and moved to an island off of Moonshade. He doth refuse to have any dealings with Moonshade to this day. He sits on his islands trying to find a way to create life. Stoneheart. Such a wonder to behold. It doth come from the depths of the mountains of freedom is quite rare. The council hath outlawed possession of Stoneheart because they fear its power, but a small quantity is quietly hidden. Else, how would the death spell work? Thou dost have Stoneheart. Could I? No, I shall not succumb to its lure. I shall be strong. Thou shouldst take care, for this reagent has a way of twisting a man's heart so that he cannot bear to part from it. In its raw form, 'tis useless for spells. For a fee, sizable, of course, I could teach thee its secrets so that thou mayest be able to cast death spells. Secret. This is very valuable information, friend. How much wouldst thou pay for it? Let's see. Gold coins. What is it? Ooh. Oh, let's say like 100. Thou art wise indeed. For 100 gold coins, I shall teach thee how to put thy Stoneheart to use. Agreed? Yes. First, you must have a ritual bloodletting device. Most mages possess one, even though they are technically illegal. Then thou must fill a small container with blood using this device. The blood can be thine or that of any of thy companions, whichever thou dost find more convenient. Once thou hast the blood, thou must use the blood on the Stoneheart. This produces the blood spawn which thou will need for death spells. Huh. Well, I have the Ring of Reagents, so none of that actually matters, but I think that was interesting nonetheless. Spells. Like any apprentice, I learned all what I could from my mentor, whether he was willing to teach me or not. 'Tis all a matter of not being discovered in the act. Art thou interested in buying a spell? Perhaps I could always use more money for ale. No, we don't have a spell book, so if thou art ever interested, find me. We're going to change subject. All right. Wrongs. That was quite the rabbit hole we went down. Thou dost not know the half of it. Here I sit, an adept in a wretched hovel, exiled from the practice of the magic that is my life's blood. The council hath turned its back on Filbercio's exploits for so long that they sought to make me their scapegoat, their public example. Filbercio hath hopped from bed to bed throughout the city, using every means of coercion possible. But let it be found that poor Insorcio used magic to catch the favor of an adept's daughter, and suddenly I am an unspeakable monster. I mean, dude, that's fucking rape. Like, it's rape, dude. Thou canst not know what humiliation is until thou hast been turned out from thine home and told never to return on pain of death. Thou canst not know the burning shame to hear that thy wrongdoing hath been proclaimed to all, to know that wherever thou goest, people will say, "Isn't Insorcio that exiled mage from Moonshade?" Coercion. The last that I have heard is blackmail. Who knows what the other what who knows what other means Hilbercio will stoop to fulfill his lusts. But I have no details, for I try not to listen to such stories, as they always send me into a near murderous fit. Thou shalt have to seek thine information elsewhere. Well, my I can see the bottom of my coffee mug, so I'm going to be right back and get that filled up, and we'll continue talking with Insorcio here in just a second. Alright, we're back. Adept's daughter. Oh no, thou shalt not have her name to drag through the mud alongside Insorcio. Never. I cared enough for her to spend my magics upon her, hoping that she would come to care for me. I'll not have thee blacken her name for all that's been done to mine. Oh, for fuck's sake. This guy. Alright, Deborah. Deborah's a fine woman for all that she is a bit domineering, but then most women are they not? She hath taken her loss incredibly well. She hath convinced that worthless son of hers to return and help with some honest work here at the inn. But if thou ask me, I would say that she is too kind to the rogues and misfits. For all that he is Deborah's son, he's still a dog. I won't grant that he came home when Deborah summoned him, unlike Wilfred, but the two are cut from the same cloth, all the same vein. Pompous braggarts. Tribute. Perhaps I should say donation. Where is the honor in charging even the poorest peasant a ruinous fee to use the only safe roads in the islands? So much for protecting the weak and helping the poor. And loss, quite pathetic actually. When I reported the theft to her that morning, she was too distraught to even pay attention to my complaint. Not at all professional. After all, I'm a paying guest here. It seems Angus had a bit of silver paid in him after all and disappeared. To think of it, perhaps he was the one that stole the jawbone from me. Though why it would interest him, I shall never know. Wilfred. Wilfred is Deborah's youngest whelp, and I'll wager that thou wilt never find a better example of the attitude of which I speak. He is a fine one to talk of attitude. Wilfred ran away to prove to the world that he was better than his brother, a better bully, a better ruffian, and a better murderer that thou shalt not find. Angus. Angus is, or was, Deborah's husband. Seemed a right enough fellow, liked a cup or two of ale in the evenings, worked hard, but then with her nagging he couldn't help but work hard. Would never have guessed that he had the spine to leave like that, but I suppose that every man doth have his breaking point. Silverpate. Silverpate is a great grandfather of Angus. They say that old Silverpate was a bloodthirsty pirate according to popular tales. He reformed and took his ill-gotten gains and built this inn, but the adepts of Moonshade tell a different tale. It seems that Silverplate employed Erstam to do something at the inn, perhaps hide that fabled treasure. Who knows? In any case, the pirate planned to trick Erstam so that he would not have to pay the mage's fee. But Erstam found out and trapped the treacherous innkeeper in a pit filled with demons. No one ever saw Silverpate again. And people learned to fear crossing any mage. All right. So we know that the it's up here, I think. I think it's just right up here. Yeah. This is Bull Tower, knave. State thy business or be gone. We have no time for idle chit chat with goblins about. Captain Hogg. So thou art a friend of that criminal. His ransom is a mere 100 monetari. We will also accept other precious items. Hold on. There's something about this I remember. Because they want gold bars. I think what they're going to do. This is Bull Tower. Blah, blah. Pay fine. Dost thou wish to pay Captain Hawk's fine? Yes. I do not believe a rogue like thou hast the riches to buy Hawk's freedom. What canst thou give us? Jewels. I don't like jewels. Thou mightest cheat us by telling us they was worth more than they was. Gold or silver? Yeah, jewels now. Alright, monetary. Now that's something we like. How much dost thou have? 585 monetary, sir. 'Tis not enough. But thou didst say the ransom was 100 monetary. We changed our minds. Now we want 1,000 monetary. They're thieves. What do they say about guilders? Thou dost mean the strange glowing money that the mages use? Pah, take that to the bowl in exchange for true money like monetary. Alright. Fawn money. Ha 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 ha! Very funny. Take those little silver coins to bowl and exchange them for true coin. Magic items. Monetarians don't need magic, especially not magic weapons. Alright. Fucking corrupt assholes. Okay. Now, I'm trying to think. I think I get talked to. Yeah, here we go. This is over here. I've heard that thou art in need of finances, shall we say. I believe that I can help thee. Finances. I will simply say that a little birdie told me that thou dost need desperately to sail the Moonchain. Now, with Captain Hawk, a prisoner of the Tower Guards, thou must certainly be trying to scrape together a ransom sufficient to sate those greedy ruffians. It is also obvious if one think about it just so. Okay. Hell, not long ago, one of the strange storms took the lighthouse that was up the coast, north and east of here. In its place is a strange building, locked tight and reportedly filled with hideous monsters and great treasure. One I thought of as my beloved found a key on a creature outside of the building. He gave this key to me for certain favors, and promised to meet me here so we could seek the treasure together. He is not here and shows no sign of keeping his word. Min. I feel terrible for this time I had given away mine heart, and now 'tis broken. Key. Thou art willing to allow me to join thee, I can lead thee to treasure enough for both of us. And have a key. I have a key in the instructions, but I am no match for what may lie ahead. Wilt thou join me in seeking the treasure? Yes. I knew that thou wouldst be interested. Judging from what I've been told, it would be best if only two went. The danger to any more than two is great. Wilt thou leave thy companions here for safety? No. I hope that thou dost not live to regret that decision, Alistair. They are thy friends and will not thank thee if thou dost lead them to their deaths. Here is the key that I promised. Onward. That's a sort of defense. Alright. Alright, we need the key. We're gonna swipe that scroll. Blink ring, Guani cloak, chain armor. You got herself some fishnet stockings, looking proper. So one thing to think back to here. I think her name was Lydia, the tattoo artist. Mentioned she had a sister that left named Selena. I don't know. They're both blonde. Anyways. There we go. Collect her. Alright, so we got a little bit of a walk ahead of us here. Hold on. Oh yeah, we got plenty of space to haul crap. Lots of space for the big strong lads. We have Dupre needs. Oh wait, his combat is not, because his combat is that. Yeah, so I think before we sail, we're gonna want to train Dupre up, and I don't know, we'll see what. we'll see what else. What? Oh. Alright, let's see here. Do we need any... Nope, we don't need those. She could use them, but... Looks like a boulder fell on that dude. Or that person. We're just a walking. What do we got here? This is... Alright, runic alphabet. Let's do a little translation here. Indices. Runic alphabet, here we go. Alright. E X P EXP. I better write this down. This seems like it's gonna be a long word. EXPL. EXPL. That's probably gonna be explore. Oh, what's that one? Is wait. Explode. Is that NG? Okay, wait, exploding. Okay, that's totally different than exploring. Then we have P O W E R, exploding power. Exploding power. M A exploding power maker. Okay, that's kind of weird. I probably should save before going in there, you think? Yeah, you and me both. Ghosts? Okay. Who dares disturb the restless repose of the Hierophant of Chaos? Wait, I know thee. The void hath whispered to me of thy coming, hero from a distant land. But dost thou dare to hear the answers to thy questions? Restless repose. Did not faithful Sethus tell thee of my fate? I was slain on this very spot centuries ago at the hands of the soldiers of order. My spirit hath lingered here, for my final duties remain unfinished. Once I have passed my knowledge to thee, I shall be free to ascend to the void. However, my soul shall not have rest until the Chaos Serpent is restored. Whispers from the void. Do not toy with me, hero. Though our purposes may be the same, our philosophies are not. I know thee to be no friend of chaos. We both can sense the messages from the void between the worlds, the wisdom of the great earth serpent. We thought him dead or deposed, yet he again speaks to men through his power, though his power is a pale imitation of his former glory. Okay. I know what thou dost seek, hero, and I am opposed to it. Chaos must reign supreme and not be unequally yoked to order in the prison known as balance. All right. Yet even servitude would be better than the damnation that chaos now endures, with its forces driven apart and broken. Listen carefully. I shall give thee mine aid this one time, but we must be enemies ever afterward. Damnation. Behold the mystery of balance. When order struck down the serpent of chaos, the act undid the tapestry of balance. Thus, both chaos and order were doomed. When the serpent was broken, the three forces of chaos were driven to insanity. But so was the order serpent. Forces of chaos. The forces of chaos, the sacred embodiment of the philosophies of chaos, were corrupted and became the banes which thou hast fought against. I haven't fought against him yet. Didst thou suppose the banes to be innately evil? False supposition. The banes are only insane because of the imbalance. Restore balance, and they shall be healed. Order Serpent. The Serpent of Order thought itself victorious in the war of imbalance, but the act of destroying the Chaos Serpent brought despair. With the great Earth Serpent lost and the Chaos Serpent struck down, only the Order Serpent remains to rule the void. Yet due to the imbalance, the Serpent of Order hath lost its mind. It floats mindlessly in the void, able to coalesce a thought with only the most supreme effort. Aid. I shall now tell thee the way to restore the Serpent of Chaos. Until thou dost do this, balance cannot be restored. I have no love for balance, but I must know that chaos cannot reign in imbalance. Ask me these things: where thou must go, what thou must bring, and the rite thou must perform. Where I must go. The shrine of chaos doth lie within the heart of Skullcrusher Mountain. I know that thou hast been in this dungeon. No, I haven't yet. I have a feeling like this is not supposed to appear until later on, but that's fine. But hast thou found the secret passageways? I see a shadow of a vision and a mighty detonation shattering the great bronze doors. Is this of the future, or hast thou done this in the past? The rite is to be performed in the most sacred precincts of the shrine before the wall of lights. What must I bring? The rite cannot succeed unless thou dost bring the Serpent of Blackrock to open the wall of light and admit the energy from the void. Any of the three serpents shall do, though the Serpent of Chaos would be most appropriate. Thou must also bring the banes imprisoned within the prisms which thou hast fashioned. I haven't fashioned any prisms yet. Right. Thou must begin by opening the wall of lights, for this provides the energy source which the rite requires. This is done by placing the Serpent of Blackrock and the stone slot on the floor. Next, thou must place the banes upon the altars of chaos. Thou must place each of the banes upon the altar which is dedicated to its native force. When thou hast placed each correctly, a flame of chaos shall appear as thy sign. The time is now right to restore the Serpent of Chaos to completeness. Recite this mantra: In precli ort alium, prien ort inten mani. All right. If thou art certain, change the subject. Must we? Very well, and bye. Wait, hero. I can only speak with thee this once. Dost thou understand all that I have said? Yeah, I think so. I disbelieve thee, mortal. Take this scroll. It shall bring our conversation to thy remembrance in thine hour of need. I must confess, Avatar, there is a mystery which even I cannot explain. The rite cannot succeed without an allied force strong enough to weld the banes together into the serpent. It is a greater task to restore than to destroy. Seek an advisor to this mystery, or thou shalt not succeed. Now I must go. Whoosh. Alright. What's this? The House of the Unicorn again. Alright, let's do another. Save here. couple of gems. We'll take those. Well, shit exploded. Some more gems. Looks like a black pearl. Yeah, I don't need that. A couple of reagents down here. Oh, I think I'm paralyzed. We got a second, boys. Yeah, like there are reagents here, but I have the ring, so I don't need to bother collecting those. They're like a couple of nightshades. All right, but while we're waiting for this to wear off, I'll go fill up my coffee again. Keep the juice flowing. All right, we're back. We're back and better than ever. It's not letting me move. Oh, am I stuck on corpses? That happens sometimes. Yep. That's exactly what it was. Okay. We've done that. Oh, can't get there. Let me get all the way up here. There's some burst arrows. More burst arrows. Okay, well, we'll take those. You never know. Alright, come on. Move it, move it, move it. Alright. And we made it through there. I think it's somewhere around here. I think we're getting close to it. Nope. Here we are. What's this? Oh, it's water? Okay. so this is the Britannian Mint, Royal Mint. They got teleported here. Replaced the light tower. So that's fun. Storms are happening over there now too. Alright, let's just close out of this. Start. Hold on. I want. Do you have a bag? That's probably full. Do we have an empty bag? Oh, maybe this one? Nope, that's food. Here we go. This is the one we want. Right. So there's a thing with this. They want a gold bar for Hawk. Is really what it comes down to. And so, but they will take all of your gold bars. So you only want to give them one. I guess that was it. There's only like 4 gold bars in here. If we can get out of here. Selena at? She's stuck in there. Yep, sure is. Okay, we need to get her. Teleported. Everybody's getting teleported. Let's just see. We need to get our people to us. Oh, we are attacked again. Now that we have the gold, I think it is time for me to use my blink ring to escape. I shall see thee at the inn. Alright. Well, we get a sort of defense out of it. Let's give that to you. Let's see what this says. Journey to the mint, ambush the hero there, succeed in thy mission, and thou shalt be richly rewarded. There is but one penalty for failure, death. Remember, the Avatar often travels with accursed companions, and they may be with him. Ignore the companions, direct thine energies to one goal, destruction of the Avatar. Destroy this note, no evidence should be left by the Batlin. Awesome. Alright. There's a headless. And she fucking left everything. She is straight up naked. I don't think I need any of that stuff. I have better armor. Yeah, I have at least the same or better than everything. Those people don't need my people don't need to be wearing fishnets. So all right, so we head off. We'll head back. The long walk was that exploding power maker. How are we doing? We still just yeah, just have Dupre to train. There's a decent chance we'll have some more training to do once we're done in Moonshade. Alright, so go to Dupre. We're gonna drop that. We're gonna take 1 gold bar. This is the Bull Tower Knave, state thy business. Which I'm gonna save. Spelled that wrong, but you know, prompt speed to Honk 59. This Bull Tower, we don't have time for idle chit chat. Pay fine. Yes, I wish to. Gold bars. All right, thou can have him. Here is the key. All right, thanks for the gold. Let's give that back to Dupre. Captain, I matey. How pleasant to make thine acquaintance, lad. I be Hawk, captain of the good ship Arabella. I could use a stink drink, lad. Thou canst talk to me at the pub. Alright. So we got him free. Let's go see if we can't find Selena. Welcome back, Alistair. 'Tis good to see thee again. After all these storms, Argus will be glad to see thee. Let us seem like perhaps I could. Angus, yeah, we've been through that. She's not here. That's weird. Alright, well, let's go get our training on. 4 p.m. And we want Dupre to train with Shazana. So her training happens at 3, no, 12 to 3, I think. So I think we're gonna have to sleep for a day. Yeah, she's 12 to 3, and she's the one we want because that's the most combat and dex, which is where we want. Yes, please operate the gate. Thank you, sir. Let's see. We have. We don't need anything out of there. Oh, I can go drop a bunch of stuff off at the Serpent Gate. We got time for that. Alright, let's see. Oh, we got a bunch of chests already. Alright, so we have. Let's throw these in here. We're not going to need those anymore. Oh, yeah. That's the instructions I got. So we're going to keep that, though. That might be handy. Let's move money to him. Alright, so we still have the fur hat. We have a bunch of wands. We got stockings. We got wands. Oh, we have more burst arrows. We can. Nope. There we go. 85 burst arrows. Those might be good at some point. A bunch more food. Do we have anything else? We have a bunch of jewelry. We're gonna hold off on that until we get food, until we get to Moonshade, because we're going to be using a bunch of this money to fill our spell book. I think it's one thing that would have been nice is like they have all these different amounts of money. There are different types of money, rather. I think it would have been nice to have more use of them. So, like, really, the only ones you use are the Monetari and the Guilders in Moonshade. Like, you don't use anything in Fawn, basically. You can use a little bit of gold in a few places. I want to say, um, I think it was in Sorcio, the mage at Sleeping Bowl. I think you buy things with gold coins from him, but and in the Silver Seed expansion, also. I do think with so I want to think about where. So I think with some training, I think we want to get magic and intelligence up with him, because we do have like we have the gauntlets, we have the belt. Like those are just I mean someone's going to use them. And I mean Shamino's getting close to being maxed out. We'll get we'll do a strength. We'll probably do Kaladin with him with his next one. Pop his strength up to 27, get his combat up to 30. YOLO is going to be all strength from here on out because he's got his combat and Dex maxed out. And then Dupre, we're going to do Dex, so we'll need to get the axe off of him, but he'll go up to 26 and like 27, I think, for his combat. And then if he ever makes it to level 9, we could do that again we could do dexterity again, and he'll be 28, 28, and 30. So I feel like we're in a decent spot. I mean, we're like YOLO's going to be beastly because he's going to end up with well, they're all going to be beastly. Let's face it, they're all monsters. YOLO could end up just having that belt of strength too, but I don't think the Avatar is going to get a high enough strength to really make that matter. All right, so we need to rest until noon. We're gonna go sleep in the old commander's bed. Yeah, all right. Get a snooze going here. It's 4, so we wait 12 to go 4 in the morning. Alright, we'll do 7 hours. Should put me right before noon. And everyone's gonna be hungry after sleeping for a whole day. Alright. Let's get out of here. YOLO's got all the food. Get that mutton. Where are you going, Dupre? Yeah, I think. I mean, we're wasted. I guess I could have slept for another hour, but that's fine. So this will be fun though. We're gonna spend a couple hours in Moonshade. We're gonna learn to be a mage. We gotta talk to a bunch of people. Oh, I could have had another rendezvous with Lucilla. Oh, there she is. I'm just fucking teleporting in. Oh, again. I don't need to hear anything else from her. Let's get Dupre out. Throw that in there. Oh, we definitely need to save this in case. In case the whole charging after the wrong person thing happens again. Talk to the pikemen. We want to train Dupre or Shazana. Yes. And use that fucking hammer. Fine weapon of Warhammer is there's nothing quite like the feeling of whacking someone with a mallet. Alright, have at it, Dupre. Quite amazing. I've been beaten by thee. Perhaps it is time for the teacher to learn from the student. Fucking Muscles McGee over here just crushing in her chest with a fucking hammer. Alright. Throw that in there. That there. Let's... Oh, I don't need to do all that. We can just hit that button. Yeah, so we're at 28, 26, 27. We do one more. Yeah, so Well, yeah, we'll have to figure out exactly how we want to do that. I mean, there's a chance he'll get to 9. So like 9 is 12,800 experience. That's going to take a lot. The Avatar is going to do it. Like he's going to get to 9. We probably will not see 10 because that's going to be more experience than we've gotten. Like we have to get to 20, almost 26,000, which is uh which is a jump from more than we've gotten total. Like we may see it, but I don't know. Um, uh, I think the big thing too is getting dexterity as high as it can go because that is something that only 2 people can train. Um, there's a bunch of people that can do strength in some form. Uh, so we'll focus if Dupre will get to 9, most likely. Well, I shouldn't say most likely. He might. Um, Shamino, YOLO. I mean, like they're all maybes. If we're gonna get there, we still have a lot of game left. There is still a lot of this game to do. So we'll see. You might you doubt you're gonna get there just from combat. Like we'll have to quests are gonna have to give everybody lots of experience and not just the Avatar. So, but all right, well, let's. Did we not give him his axe back? Sure didn't. Here you go, buddy. All right. We also will, like, spoiler alert, we will be playing a good bit of the game without our companions. So there is that aspect to it. There's going to be parts um, where they're just not going to be around to get experience. So I really don't see us getting them past level 9. The Avatar like might have a chance just because of the nature of the game. So, but we won't spoil exactly how that happens. I mean they have the subtlety of foreshadowing. Um, uh, it's equivalent of a fucking war mallet. So um, we're gonna do a brand new one. Two Moon Shade. Talk to Hawk. A pleasure to see you again, Alistair. So what can I do for you, lad? I thank ye for releasing me from that cell. I never expected to end up in jail over not wanting to sail these blasted storms. If there's anything I can do for thee, thou shouldst tell me. Captain Hawk is a man of his word. In jail. Now, if that ain't gratitude for ye, here I refuse to risk the Arabelle and them passengers to the terrible fierce weather. And one of them goes and calls the pikeman on me. I had 3 passengers for the trip over to Moonshade. There's a fellow named Kane, a scurvy merchant named Flindo, and a pretty lass named Selena. Selena. Pretty little thing, lad. Brought her over from Moonshade a while back. Might have been the return trip from taking that fat sage battling across, and a sullen, bossy sort of fellow he was too. Did not even have the decency to lift a mug with me during the crossing. Bah! But what was I talking about? Ah, yes, the lovely slip of a lass Selena. She must have been someone's servant. Said she wanted to go home for a visit. Said she might be here for me to take her back. Servant. Selena certainly isn't one of those overdressed mages for sure. She's too timid to be anything but a servant. I don't I don't think she said, but I did perceive it was somewhere like Monitor. Well, I mean, there's two cities over here, my guy. Like, Pikeman. Well, to honor a fine keeper of this establishment, and thee, of course, lad, I'll try to be kind. So I'll merely say that Monitor's finest are no longer cut from the same cloth as Argus. If what I've seen and heard is any judge, I'd say that the pikemen are more interested in money than valor and me than in valor and me treasure. I treasure from me wilder younger days. Those pikemen scoundrels tried to convince me to tell 'em where I keep me map. 'Tis lucky for me that Argus would never let 'em search me room. I never keep it on me. Hide it in me room most of the time. So, all right, good to know. Hmm. The Arabella is my ship, lad. She's named after me dear departed wife, and dearer to me than a good stiff drink. Kane. Seems I heard tell he was a shepherd or something. Kane wants to go talk to some of those fancy wizards over in Moonshade, see if they can help him find out what happened to his older brother who disappeared a few months ago. You can't miss him. He always has a bird with him. Bird must have been a sailor lad, never seen anything like it. The bird has a real fondness for a stout drink. It doth talk pretty well, too. Lindo, that worm, he'd spit in your last cup of grog, he would, if he thought he could make money off of it. Thou art a fine one to talk, thou bilge-water rat. Thou wouldst hold an honest merchant hostage to thy drinking sprees. Why, thou overgrown dung beetle, if I told ye when I landed that those seas were no safe place to be with these forsaken storms, and thou shouldst suck salt spray for days on end, ye honest merchant, then thou know the difference between a drunk and a man with a thirst. Thou art the braggart that said he could sail through the fires of hell and back, and the only thirst thou hast is for more money, thou thief. Thief is it, when I turned out every offer thou didst make to me, sailing out to sea again, and I fear nothing the sea can throw at me, thou barnacle, but I'll not deal with things born of magics, for I am no fool and no mage, and I warned ye about saying false to my name before. Now stop that, both of you. This is precisely what happened before. If thou dost break any more of my furniture, I'll break thine head for thee. Flindo was the one that bribed the pikemen into pulling me away from the fight he started. Bribed. I bribed. I heard some of the scum, or pikemen, sorry, Argus, talking just after I woke up. Seems like Flindo paid him to rough me up so that I'd decide not to stay and go back to Moonshade. But Moneybags Flindo can't count on the swine getting greedy. So I've sailed the seas almost all the days of my life, lad, and I'll tell ye that there's nothing on the water that I can't sail a ship through. But how can a man fight something that plucks a ship out of the water and turns a ship sails into slabs of stone? I'll not I'll not think me a coward to tell you these storms have me plenty mindful of how deep them seas are. I can take you to Moonshade, lad. Wait for me out by the Arabella, and we'll try to outrace these blasted storms. All right. We're gonna go get some coffee, and then we're gonna try to outrun these blasted storms. What do you think's gonna happen? We should find a sea. Well, that was automatic. Alright, let's do it. I'd advise ye to hold fast and keep a weather eye on that there horizon. We've been running afore the we'll be running afore the wind hard enough to splinter the mast as it is. Reef the sails and hang on. There be one of them damn storms bearing down on us. Heavens help us. Wee, whoa, ouch, wee, whoa, whoa. Oh. There ye be, lad. I never thought we'd make it, but moonshine lies over yon. I'll not even attempt to make the Arabella seaworthy until these blasted storms are over. If ye be wanting Captain Hawk, I'll be at the bottom of a mug at the Blue Boar Inn. Alright. Returned again, I understand now why Hawk did not wish to sail the open seas. I do not know how thou wilt leave this island unless the tales are true. I hope that thou dost like our fine city of Moonshade. If thou wouldst like to know more about any place within the city, come to me. Tales. As thou mayest imagine, Moonshade hath its share of tall tales and stories. In fact, many of them are started by the mages in question to enhance their reputations. But if thou dost listen to the tales, there are ancient passages that connect to the other islands, or for that matter, some say that the Mad Mage can teleport anywhere he likes. Oh, passages. I know nothing other than the fact that they are said to exist and that they are supposedly fraught with peril. Perhaps if thou dost ask Feta Biblio, he could confirm it, or even tell thee where they are. Feta Biblio is the Magister of Moonshade. It is his duty to test the children throughout the land and to bring them to Moonshade for training. Thou mayest find him at the seminarium. It makes my very skin crawl, my lord, to think of the damage an untutored mage could do. Mad Mage. His name is actually Urstam, but everyone here refers to him as the Mad Mage. It is a very complex situation, my lord. Urstam trained all the adepts in Moonshade, and as their master, he is a threat to them because he is still more powerful than they are. As I said before, mages are nothing if not prideful. So it is now forbidden for any to visit Urstam, which, from what I am told, is fine with him. If thou wishest to try and contact the Mad Mage, thou canst try speaking with Pothos. I believe that they still maintain a contact of sorts. Pothos is the apothecary. He has some small magical ability, but not enough to enter the ranks of the adepts. So he makes his living selling them reagents and potions. Seminarium. That is where all the novice mages are taught. Look for the youngsters in the street, and thou wilt find it. Any place. There are many places that thou wilt want to visit when thou art here. Thou mayest find lodgings at the Blue Boar. Thou shouldst see the winery. And there's the Artist Bazaar. Blue Boar. The Blue Boar is a tavern here. It provides food and lodging at a reasonable rate for Moonshade. Thou wilt sometimes find some of the less reclusive mages there. Be careful not to offend any of them, for they may call out to a magical duel. The Rangers have a magical wine press that works without need of human assistance. I am sure that thou will find it interesting. Bazaar. 'Tis where many of the artisans can be found. My shop, the Caprese Canton, is located near the Blue Boar Inn. Be sure to stop by and say hello to Busia for me, who runs the shop for me. Sometimes I cannot understand why I keep her. Each time I enter the shop, there she is babbling with someone, making me wonder if she doth do any work at all. And sometimes I wonder at her sanity too. She hath developed some far fetched notions. Certus, why she would have it that poor young Pothos is connected in some way to the Mad Mage. Canst thou imagine? Moonshade is a city of mages, a place where everything thou mayest desire can be thine if thou dost have enough guilders, and thou canst find a mage with enough skill. Guilders are the coins of Moonshade, my lord. None of the artisans or shopkeepers will deal with thee if thou dost not have guilders. Thou can exchange thine other coins with Busia at my shop. Alright. Alright, we don't need anything out of there. So, let's start our little walk. Oh, well, we got some wolves. Just quick. We got swamp area. Forgot all the. Oh, we got slime. A lot of blood moss down in that swamp. But again, got the Ring of Free Agents. Might need to go there for a quest or something. Alright, where's the enemy at now? A fucking bear? Just a bear fucking rolling around. Alright, well, made it to the city. Serpent Gate, okay. I'm the servant and protector here at the seminarium. If thou wishest to conduct any business, thou should speak to my master. If thou dost not have any concern here, my lord, I must ask thee to depart. As I've said, I serve and protect as my master's household. I think we just need to take any key we find, because you never know. So you leave that, throw that on the key ring. That must be a seeker after knowledge. I am the mage Fedibiblio, and I serve as the Magister of Moonshade. Thou dost not know what a Magister does? The Magister is the director of the seminarium. 'Tis the only school for mages in the entire land. One of my functions is to find gifted children for this school. When they are located, I bring them to the school. I was appointed as Magister for life. The seminarium is unique in the land. For all mages are welcome to come here and study our records concerning spell research and magical activity. Any mage can study here in safety, knowing that this place is a sanctuary from violence. Passing travelers also stop by to access our library. Children. A young untrained mage can be quite dangerous. Therefore, the children must be brought to the seminarium for their own safety. For instance, take young Frelly. His father was a shopkeeper. What could a merchant teach his son about magical powers? Taking care of my students is a tiring but fulfilling duty. Young Furley shows much promise, and Andrea is almost ready to graduate. Andrea hath quite a bit of youthful enthusiasm, and I find it most refreshing. But I do wish that he would use a bit more caution in his experiments. I must confess that Frelly is my favorite student. He is most brilliant, but the unfortunate thing is that he knows this. Sometimes I feel that he is simply too smart for his own good. Thou art not the first to be attracted to our facilities. In recent days, two visitors are memorable. First, there was a scholar, Gweno. We could not help her much, as her interest was in historical matters. I suggested that she consult a library on Monk Isle. Less agreeable was the visit of the mage Batlin. He appeared to be most interested in the ancient inhabitants of this land, the Ophidians. Indeed, one might say he was obsessed. Ah, thy mind is questing again. What shall we speak of now? Moonshade. Since thou art a visitor, I will explain a few things to thee. Moonshade is a city of mages and for mages. It is ruled by the adepts and served by the lesser mages. There is a lower class, the mundanes, but some of them are skilled as artisans. Adepts. There are three adepts who are most powerful in the city. They comprise the Council of Mages, which governs the city. One of the adepts currently serves as mage lord. Currently, Filbercio rules the Lord of Moonshade. The other two adepts are Gustasio, the green mage, and the red sorceress Rotoluncia. Filbercio, he comes from a long line of mages. Filbercio is well respected and known as a shrewd administrator of city affairs. In private, though, it is said that he is something of a womanizer. Politics. When dealing with magic in this city, everything in this city is political. And when dealing with politics, Filbercio is the master of the game. I dare say he would be a force to be reckoned with, even if his actual magical skills alone were not good enough to make him the Mage Lord of Moonshade. If Fabricio doth have a flaw, it is that he can be distracted by a pretty face. It doth not hurt if that face belongs to a woman who is also a powerful mage. The trouble is when it doth not deter him if that woman is already betrothed to another. Oh, perhaps I have said too much. Remember always, knowledge is power. Gustasio, he is Filbercio's chief rival for the position of Mage Lord. Gustasio is extremely hardworking and devout in his studies and in the practices of the magical arts. He is a respected citizen, although there are those who do not like him. He tends to have a rather severe personality. Now Gustasio hath thrown himself into his studies of the phenomenon of the teleport storms. It hath become his obsession. Rotoluncia, trust me, she is someone thou dost not wish to cross. Lesser mages. These are citizens who have pursued some sort of magical education, although they know a few spells they were not able to become adepts. Most become rangers or apothecaries. Artisans. These are basically the mundanes who possess some skill that is valued in the society of mages. Artists, writers, musicians, metalsmiths, that sort. These poor souls live in a dark little world. As mundanes. These poor souls live in a dark little world where magic is merely another powerful natural force that affects them, which they desperately try to adjust or to withstand. Most of the mundanes born here eventually leave. They settle in Fawn or Monitor, and this is better for them. Thy mind is questing again. What shall we speak of now? Spellbook. Bring me 3 fresh mandrake roots, and I shall let thee have a spellbook. The roots are found on Monk Isle. Without the mandrake roots, I can do nothing for thee. Return to Monk Isle, and return with fresh roots of the mandrake. Okay. Little boy, art thou the great hero from a distant land? Oh, my name is Frelly. I'm glad to meet thee, hero. I know that thou hast participated in many daring exploits. I so want to hear about everything. Life is so dreary here. I have nothing but my study of magic to interest me. Distant land, I have heard that thou hast traveled a great many miles to come here. When thou hast time, I would love to listen to stories of thine homeland. Dreary. Why, nothing ever happens here in Moonshade, at least nothing to match thy fascinating activities. I would wager not even Fulbercio hath seen as much as thee. I mean, it's probably true. The Avatar has been fucking questing for years and years now. Um, I mean, we're on Ultima 7 Part 2. Um, so you have. Sorry for the big yawn. You have Ultima 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Underworld 1 is in there. I think between 6 and 7. Um, and then you have you also have I think Savage Empire and Martian Dreams, which are just kind of weird ones based off of the Ultima 6 engine. And then you have Ultima 7 Part 1, then you have Ultima Underworld 2, then you have this one. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that the Avatar has seen a fair bit. All right, Phil Versio. The Mage Lord, he is the greatest of all wizards, or so I have heard. He rules with a kind of stern hand, of course. I would not count on his friendship were I to be seen with his lover. What the fuck does this kid know about that bullshit? This is but rumor, my lord. However, it hath been said that he is late. He is seen late at night in the presence of the mistress of cold, Frigidazi. Moonshade. 'Twas founded several centuries ago, my lord. Legend holds that the Mad Mage himself journeyed from a faraway place, arriving here and laying claim to the land. Mad Mage. His true name is Urstam. He is called the Mad Mage because he fled the city many years ago to leave behind our civilization. No one truly knows why he left, but some who were there claim he made references to the townspeople's petty bickering. Magic. I mean, no disrespect, my lord. I find it the most fascinating topic. I could spend days creating brilliant flashes of light, moving stones with my mind, and summoning animals from nothing. 'Tis the arcane art that keeps mine interest in daily life. I simply want to be further along in my studies. Study. Well, I certainly love magic and all, but it's taking too long. I have been learning for years. Thou wouldst think me a master at this point. I do not believe it fair that the traveler needed fair. That traveler needed no tutelage. He simply paid. Oh man, Tauricio and was off. Traveler. I had not the chance to meet him, but those who did called him Batlin. He was not here long and left in a rush. But I overheard he purchased spells from Tauricio. Tauricio can be quite mean. I have heard. Andrew is afraid of him. I know that. I am not. Yes, thou art. 'Tis a lie. Besides, thou art afraid of him as well. That is not true at all. Why, Andrea will not even pass his house before 9 in the morning. That is when he leaves his laboratory to go out into the city. Huh, all right. Talk to this kid. Hello, I am Andrew. I never met outs. I never meet outsiders. Couldst thou tell me about thy travels and adventures? Adventures. Yes, yes, I would very much love to hear about thine exciting adventures. While studying magic, I have so little time to plan any expeditions of mine own. I'm working to become a great master. Someday I hope to be as great as Master Filbercio. Of course, I know that level of expertise will take some time, but I have the discipline. Just ask Frelly. He will tell thee I do. He is my companion and fellow student. We have been friends for a very long time, and his mastery of magic is almost as great as mine own. Almost. Well, better. Thou art mad. Stop this bickering. Quite right, my lord. I'm sorry. Oh, yes, my lord. I too am truly sorry. How else may I help thee? Filbercio. He is the mage lord of all Moonshade, there are rumors that no mage hath lived who is more powerful, not even the Mad Mage. The Mad Mage name, founders of Moonshade Power, eventually left the city. We know all that. They tell us that something happened should seek. They tell us the same should happen to could happen to us if we seek too much power too soon. I wonder if that's what caused the other two mages to flee to the mountains of freedom. Goodness, I hope that doth not happen to me. Two mages. Remember not their names, but they had a reputation for conducting unusual experiments, especially with reagents. Someone once told me that they were always searching for more powerful components to assist their magics. Mountains of Freedom. They lie to the north of the island. I have heard that there are caves that are filled with rare mineral known as Stoneheart. I am sure someone as brave as thou art will go there someday and discover whether the legend is true. Please promise to bring me the tale whenever thou dost return from such a grand excursion. Thou wilt tell, wilt thou not? Sure. Excellent, Lord. I cannot wait to hear further tales of thy journeys, expeditions. Well, I am hesitant to admit how little I have seen of the land. Unlike thee, I am not an experienced traveler. There is so little I know about my surroundings, save how to manipulate them with magics. I have no knowledge of what it is like to face danger daily. Certainly nothing so grand that that which thou dost meet frequently. In comparison, my life is filled with boredom. Yesterday I saw Tarasio leave his house at 9 in the morning, same as always, and run into one of the food vendors. I was positive Tarasio was about to transform her into a frog or some such, but instead he gave no more than a rude chastising. Tarasio is not very friendly. I have heard he bears ill will for many things and doth not often forgive transgressions. I hope never to cross him, for I could not endure his anonymity for long. Though thou too shouldest walk with care, for if thou dost ever need his aid, pray no such bad feelings exist between thee and he, or he will offer nothing. Tarasio is an adept mage who commands the powers of life magic. Someday, when I am less afraid of his coarse manner, I plan to ask for his assistance in my transmute flesh to wood spell. I am told he hath done something similar with stone before. Flesh to wood. Yes, my lord. This spell will change a warrior's skin, making it tough as wood. This way, a fighter will require less armor to deflect blows. My greatest obstacle right now is how to permit the fighter to move once his flesh hath been turned into wood. Furley is researching a spell like mine, but involving stone instead of wood. The patrons at Blue Boar suggested we contact Tarasio about transformation things because his arcane emphasis involves the matters of life, including changing flesh to other materials. All right. Well, one moment, my lord. Pardon, my lord. I bring thee greetings from my mistress, the sorceress Rotuluncia. This scroll is from her. Rotulucia. My mistress commands many powerful and strange magics, and sits upon the council of mages. She is terrible to her enemies, but tolerant of those who aid her. 'Tis not an ordinary scroll, but one with the magical variety. I assure thee that it is entirely free of harmful magic. So the mages of Moonshade are quite powerful and have found the way to acquire servants such as myself. My mistress says that automatons are more trustworthy since we can neither be corrupted nor tortured. Alright. Alright, let's fill up my coffee again and then we'll talk to some more people, I guess. Alright, we're back. Oh, I need to listen to this scroll. The scroll talks! Greetings, stranger from another land. I am speaking to thee by means of this magical scroll. There is no need to be afraid. Afraid? Why, the Avatar is not afraid of magic, but all barbarians fear sorcery. Be quiet, do pray. That witch can hear thee through that scroll. Who said that? Death draws near for those who taunt Rotoluncia, the Red Witch. I am the most powerful wizard in the city and can teach thee many things if thou wert not a mere mundane. But the Avatar is not a mundane. What is that they say? Thou dost speak overly much, YOLO. Thou art not a mage, or I would have detected thy powers by now. Or perhaps thou dost shield thine abilities from my senses. Most interesting. Council. So my servant told thee that I sit on the Council of Mages. Perhaps I shall dismantle him and adjust a loose tongue. Indeed, I am one of the three who rule the city, along with Gustasio, the decrepit, and that weak-willed, profligate Filbercio. Not afraid. Thou dost surprise me. Most mundanes are frightened by the very idea of sorcery. Indeed, thou art from a distant land, if thou dost not know such a common term. The world is divided into two sorts of men: those who can handle magics and mere ordinary folk. Common folk such as thee and thy companions are known as mundane. Not so fast. Thou shouldst know that I met with thine ally, the fat and loathsome sage called Batlin. He traveled with a daemon named Palos. Where did Batlin obtain such power? If I had this power, I could rule Serpent Isle. Reveal to me the secret of controlling daemon folk, and I shall reward thee with power beyond thy comprehension. No, I don't think so. I shall contact thee again when perhaps thou shalt be more receptive to mine offers. Adieu. Oh, this is what's his name's house. Never miss an opportunity to snag a key. You never know when you might need it. Alright. Well, this is the merchants area. Who's this fella? Pardon me, yes, Mark. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Topo, the artist and apprentice to Master Ducio. Someday I hope to be as rich and lazy as my master. He spends his time asleep at the inn, except when he comes here to make me crazy with his nagging. I've worked with Master Ducio for several years now. Soon I'll be able to open a shop of my own, Topo's Treasures, I'll call it. I work with the pottery. The automatons have trouble handling the slip. They generally crush a piece before it is fully formed and ready to fire, but after firing, they are fine, but before, that's where I work. Slip is the wet clay that is formed into cups or plates or jugs, almost anything. If thou hast a patient enough hand, thou canst create a world of goods from mere clay. And heavens know that I'm patient enough dealing with my slug of a master. Everybody just hates everybody in this world. Firing is where a piece of of shaped clay is turned into into the ceramic utensils thou art familiar with. By heating the clay to great temperatures, the water dries from the piece and becomes tough and resilient. If the piece is heated or cooled too quickly, it becomes brittle and fragile. It is a very exciting task. Yeah, boy, sure sounds like it. Give myself a little snack while I'm playing here. Automatons. My master is one of the wealthiest mundanes in Moonshade. There is no comparison to the mages, of course. We have 3 automatons, one for sewing, one for blacksmithing work, and one for baking. That is what my master actually specializes in, making everyone else do his work. I mean, slave labor, sure. These are title mages give those who cannot cast spells, my lord. They assume that there is little to note of a person's life if it is not spent in pursuit of magic and pomposity. Wow. Yet they will never know the thrill of having a fine pot shape itself under their hand from a formless piece of mud. Ducio, if if I ever believed in shape changing, I believe with Ducio. That man is too lazy to be human. A slug maybe, but a human no. If it weren't for me and the automatons, he'd have joined old Mosh out begging. Mosh is a town beggar. She's ugly and crazy too. She claims to be Columna's twin sister. That's where the true money lies in Moonshade, my lord, but if thou dost not possess magic, thou must work for a living. Unless thou art my master, that is. The only thing a lowly mundane can hope for is to be able to afford an automaton from Tauricio to help with the workload. Tauricio is the adept that makes the automatons. No one knows how he does it. Though most of the automatons Tauricio makes are strictly utilitarian, he's capable of making far more sophisticated models. That has to only to look at Petra. Adapt. Those who are blessed with magical ability are not all equal, my lord. Some, like Andrio, are novices who still have yet to learn their craft. And some, like Stefano, have little power to command even after they learn. Andrio is my friend, which is surprising since he is also a novice mage. Perhaps the outrageous arrogance hath not developed in him yet. Thou wouldst like Stefano, I'm certain. Although he can cast a spell or two, he is not very good at it. So he makes his living stealing things from one mage to one mage for another. It is actually very amusing. He shuns his magic, and those who would look down on him must deal with him to acquire things they want. Perhaps there is some justice in the world after all. Now, if only someone would turn Ducio into a workbench, it would be the most useful he's ever been. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about the gems yet. Oh, this is a guy that must work on his automatons. Greetings, yes, my lord. What a pleasure to meet thee. My name is Busia. I attend the provision shops. Is there anything that I can help thee with? I'm not certain that I will know anything useful, but in what art thou interested? People. It would be wrong for me to speak out people behind their backs, so please do not tell anyone. Dost thou desire to know about townsfolk or visitors? No, I'm not one to gossip. Townsfolk. Does have an interest in mere mundanes? Let's do mundanes first. Those of us who do not cast magic are a small and disrespected part of society here. Whom dost thou desire to know about? Rocco and Petra. I can say nothing bad about Goodman Rocco and his inn. He's a gentleman. Now some enjoy talking about him and that female automaton living under the same roof, but not I. Petra is a fine girl, even if she's merely a magical construct. Mosh the beggar. Beware of Mosh. Those rats of hers are filled with disease. Do not listen to her accusations about sorceress Columna. All imaginings, not true. Artisans. Ducio is the master artisan capable of forging and repairing all manner of magical apparatus. He hath grown lazy with prosperity, however. His apprentice doth do most of the hard labor, while the master wets his throat at the end. Poor Topo. Someday he'll be the master artisan, but for now he must labor long hours for a mere pittance. The Rangers. They are the pride of our city. The chief ranger, Julia, hath no mercy for troublemakers. But if thou dost ask me, she's too gruff. I think she'd like to give everyone orders if she could. By the way, be sure to give thy greetings to Ranger Ernesto. He's a winsome lad. But I must be getting back to work now, but it hath been nice talking with thee. All right, well. If thou wert to be at the Blue Boar at 10 tonight, I could discuss these things further with thee. Talk to Petra. This is the Blue Boar Inn, and I am the barmaid. My name is Petra. Blue Boar Inn, the finest eating and drinking establishment in all of Moonshade, run by the finest man in all Moonshade. Rocco the innkeeper, a finer man thou shalt not find. Thou mayest find Rocco a bit gruff, but he doth have a good heart. After all, he alone hath stood between Tarisio and me. At great peril to himself, I might add. Tarisio, thou canst not have failed to notice that I am an automaton. Tarisio is my maker. Curse his black heart. Tarisio is a man who feeds off the misery of others. He created me with the sole intent of having a captive to torment for the rest of his life. But I escaped and Rocco took me in. Peril, oh my lord, thou canst not know what danger there is in thwarting the will of a mage. Rocco could be killed easily, and spells are untraceable, or he could be spirited away to hideous torture. No one would be the wiser. So I look after him as best I can, even though he doth care for me. It also helps that everyone believes the tale we have spread. I'm a magical construct, an animated body of metal. Yet I can think, I can reason, and I believe I can care for others. Whether this means that I have a soul locked away within the confines of mine hollow body, I do not know. All I do know is that I am much more complex than the automatons Tarisio normally makes for the other mages. Tale. Rocco and I led everyone to believe that he and Tarisio reached an agreement to have me work here to advertise Tarisio's skill. In truth, my cooking ability doth do Tarisio no small credit, and I dare say that it wins him many customers as well. But it is still a willful, vicious man who doth not take it kindly when he feels cheated, and I fear his vengeance for both myself and Rocco. Most mages do not wish to be disturbed by the presence of other living beings. Therefore, they come to Tarisio and to provide them with servants and guards of undemanding metal. However, the magic did not originate with Tarisio. He is merely the latest master of the ancient spells he did find in certain buried ruins. It is said that automatons served those who dwelt in this land anciently. Even with all his magic, Tercio cannot construct new automatons. He can merely reanimate those broken automatons which are discovered in the ruins. What better servants to have? Automatons can exist for centuries without any maintenance at all. They ask nothing, they expect less, they do what task is assigned, and to them until their magic at least fails, and then they can simply stop. If, if thou dost love, if thou hast compassion for others, if thou dost feel the injustice of the world, art thou not said to possess a soul? If I have all these things, can I not say that I too have a soul? In this I am unique, for none of the other automatons claim to feel emotion as I do, but I do not know why I should be different. Of course, I do not mean to bore thee. Barmaid. I serve Rocco in whatever function I can. Barmaid, cook, whatever needs to be done. I have performed every job thou canst imagine here at the inn. Everything from painting the ceiling to keeping Mosh from stealing our fish. Can I bring thee something? Mosh. They call her the Rat Woman, which is not a very kind description, but it is a reasonably true one, I am sorry to say. There are others in town who can tell thee about her. She doth like fish. I will say that that one thing for her. Alright, I don't need food, drink, or a room. So, done there. A pleasure to see ye again, Alistair. So what can I do for you, lad? Leave island. Not on my ship you won't. 'Tis too dangerous to sail the waters in the storms. If thou dost want to travel elsewhere, why not speak to the mages? They know how to magic themselves for short distances, and I heard it said that old Erstam, the mad mage, can travel anywhere he pleases. Welcome back, my lord. Is not this place marvelous, my lord? There's so much to see. Everything is so fancy. I wish Edrin were here with me. I'd be certain he could show me around, and I hope some of these powerful mages will help me find him. Now that we are here in Moonshade, it seems that thou canst not find passage to go elsewhere. Not even Captain Hawk will brave the teleport storms again. Hawk, after the terrible crossing, Hawk swore he'd drink all of Moonshade dry. I doubt that thou wilt find him far from a mug of strong spirits. Storms. I was frightened during the storm when Edrin disappeared, but that weren't nothing compared to the sea crossing in Hawk's ship. And I'm not looking forward to sailing again, I can tell thee. I have not yet spoken with any of the mages. I'll admit that they frighten me, but I know that I have to do it sometime. They are mine only hope of finding Edrin again. Welcome to the Blue Boar Inn. I am the innkeeper. My name is Rocco. 'Tis good to have more visitors again. We had despaired, what with the storms and all. Interesting name, is it not? That sounds like just like the one in Britannia. Anything is possible, I suppose. I inherited this inn from my parents, and they from theirs. 'Tis an old name, perhaps from the time of the crossing. It hath been a long time since I heard the tale in full. Let me see if I remember it all. For the most part, it had something to do with a usurper king and the mages, but for my folk, he was simply for my folk, it was simply for money. I think. Usurper king. Back in the old lands, a domineering man named Bradish or Brutish, is it Brutish, or something, usurped the throne. His rule was hard and unjust, so many people fled across the seas to the land. It sounds like he's talking about Lord British. Old lands. Let me think a moment. I am terrible with names like this. I have it. The old lands were known as Caesarea. This land. Well, now that we've arrived here, they thought to name the land after their old home. New Caesarea. But then they found the ruins scattered here and there with all those snakes pictured on them. So most folk call this the Serpent Isle, though some still refer to it by its proper name, New Caesarea. Ruins. Well, there are ruins. Well, there are The ruins are on the mainland anyway. I saw the ones around Monitor when I was just a lad. There is nothing special about them. Merely piles of old stone from settlers the way before the new Caesarians, mages. As well as I can remember, most of the people that fled the usurper were mages. I do not think that any of them are still alive. But thou canst never tell. Perhaps the mad mage is that old. Who knows? Certainly not the current mage lord. Filbersi is the most recent mage lord, my lord. He is a man of curious passions, not what thou wouldst expect from most mages. I'll simply say that I am mighty glad that my Petra is metal, and that alone may keep her safe from his wandering eye. Mad Mage. The Mad Mage is a crazy old man that lives on an island not far from here. Thinks he can create life from what I hear. He once lived here in Moonshade, was a teacher or something, till he went mad. Snakes. Either this place had far more snakes when those people lived here, or they worshipped them or something. There are snakes carved all over the ruins. I don't even think that the mages know what they mean. Aye, plain money. The folks that came over were lesser sons and daughters who could never hope to inherit anything. They came hoping to start their own business, like the Blue Boar. 'Twas named in honor of my great great grandsire's inn. Visitors. Of course, there's not much business now due to the terrible storms, but in better times our rooms were always full. Wert thou interested in anyone in particular? The scholar Gweno. Thou dost know her? She and I are the closest of friends. She stayed here for many weeks. Just how well dost thou know Gweno? I swear I'm innocent. We were only friends, my lord. Where did she go? When she had studied all the materials which were available here, she determined to go to the Isle of the Monks to read the scrolls kept there. The Zenkan monks live north of here on a forested island. They tend to keep to themselves, studying the prophecies of long dead mystics. But thou canst not go there, for there is no sailor crazy enough to make the journey. The magical storms have destroyed every boat on the coast, save Hawk's, and he won't sail. Well, I mean, his is destroyed now too, so why was she here? The good lady said that it was her task to study all of the cultures and beliefs that were here in Serpent Isle. She was planning to write a report, and she said that her discoveries would startle her countrymen. How long ago? Hath been a long time since we last saw Gweno. Many months. 8 months, dear Rocco. I'm sorry it was not more helpful. The Sage Batlin. Such a one did come through here perhaps 2 months ago. 'Twas 3 months ago, Rocco. No, she's right. 'Twas 3 months ago. There was some sort of scandal, as I recall. It was said that this Batlin stole an ancient artifact of some kind. He fled by ship. Perhaps Captain Hawk could tell thee more. I'm sorry I was not more helpful. We don't need any of that. Hmm. Pleasure to meet you. What can I do for thee, lad? Alright. Well, not going to tell me about Batlin. That's fine. Let's see. Leave the bird alone. We're going to go fill up putrid odor. We're going to go fill up my coffee again. Be right back. I think we're almost out of coffee, but you know, it's delicious, so we keep drinking it. Alright, we're back. I think we got maybe like another hour we can do, and then I gotta run some errands. Probably after errands, I might come back and do some rando practice. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Probably need to do some more co-op practice with Narwhal, since Hawk's out gallivanting about. All right. Magic wine. My name is Ernesto the Ranger. How may I be of service, my lord? Strange wine. 'Tis our wine, sure enough. Can't fool my nose after all these years working with the Mad Mage's wine press. I wonder if this was the bottle that disappeared. Thou shouldst ask my commander about the wine. Mad Mage. Erstam is the Mad Mage, my lord. Long ago he was the teacher of the adepts here in Moonshade, but then, like any man, I suppose, he became obsessed with the thought of his own mortality. His attempts to wrest life from death have been rather pathetic, and he hath gone completely mad. Ranger. Ranger is in service to the Mage Lord and the Council. 'Tis our duty to guard the city and keep order. We also make fine wine that is sold throughout all of Moonshade. Mage Lord. The current Mage Lord is Filbercio, my lord. He is a wise ruler who ensures the safety of the people by keeping the mages within the confines of the strictures. Council. The council is comprised of adepts that balance the Mage Lord's power. They represent the voice of the mages within the city. Of course, the mundanes have little or no voice on the council. I suppose that the Rangers are the closest thing to representatives for the mundanes that Moonshade doth have. Strictures. I can only tell thee what is common knowledge, my lord, that the strictures are meant to curtail the use of dangerous spells within the city. That way, should anything go wrong during the casting, the Rangers do not have to worry about saving half the populace as well as containing the disaster. Mages are those who make use of magic, my lord, adept or no. And since Moonshade is a city of mages, it is the mages that control the city. Mundanes are those who cannot call upon magic without the use of magic items that contain a specific spell. They have no magic ability in themselves. And here in Moonshade, I'm afraid mundanes are a little better than chattel. Good day, miss. In what way can I help thee, stranger? Name. What business is it of thine? Who art thou, coming into my city and asking questions? If thou must know, I am Julia, chief of rangers. If thou dost make trouble in Moonshade, I will see that thou art sent to the dungeons. Rangers. We are the guardians of Moonshade, the city of mages hath always been guarded by rangers. The tradition doth date to the ancient city of Moon, from whence our ancestors came. Thou art dredging up ancient history. In days long gone, there was a peaceful land called Caesarea. It was a land of many kingdoms and cultures, a paradise of individuality. But times changed. A tyrant named British overthrew the kingdoms and declared himself king. She doth refer to Lord British. Hush, do pray. But she doth slander our liege. The Daemon British enforced a radical scheme of philosophy upon his subjects, forcing them into exile if they would not submit. The mages and rangers were bound by the travesty known as the Oath of Honesty. But what is improper about honesty? Nothing is more cruel than unflinching honesty. It doth shatter hearts and instill insecurity and promote civil strife. Therefore, our ancestors fled the city of Moon in the land British conquered and sailed until they found this land. Moonshade. The city of mages is much magic here and more than a little sorcery. The name is symbolic. Moon represents the powers beyond those of mere mortals, just as the moon is suspended over the world. As for shade, it stands for shelter against the cruel light of honesty. We believe in truth here, but only within reason. Sorcery is outlawed here in Moonshade, but that doth not mean that some mages do not still practice its dark arts. Whereas magic is neither good nor bad, sorcery, or good nor evil. Sorcery with the use of blood spawn hath no good intent at all. And the very possession of Stoneheart would have thee thrown into the deepest corners of the dungeon. I think we won't mention Stoneheart because we have one of those. Magic, mages use reagents and the like to cast magic. The good or ill of it comes from the caster's intent. Magic in and of itself is neither good nor evil, but sorcery is another matter altogether. Reagents, why do you ask me them? I'm a ranger, not a mage. Let us wish such information, seek out Pothos. Do not trouble me to teach thee the rudiments of magic. I am no teacher. Thou shouldst seek Fitabiblio with thine annoying questions. Jesus Christ. Pothos is an apothecary here in Moonshade. He will be able to tell thee all about anything that thou wouldst need to cast magic. I hear the storms have cut badly into his supplies, but he should be able to help thee, or at least he may have more time to deal with thee. I am a very busy woman. Fitabiblio. Fitabiblio is the master of novices here in Moonshade. It is his lamentable duty to try and make those miscreants into mages. If he doth not have time for thee, perhaps he could allow thee to satisfy thy curiosity in the library of magics. Bloodspawn, thou dost not know of Bloodspawn? Good. The less that thou knowest, the less trouble thou canst cause. I will say only that spells of great destruction require that vile compound. I will tell thee no more. Guardians. Dost thou think that the mighty mages deal with every thief or common brawler? Certainly not. That is what the rangers are for, to stop common annoyances from bothering the mages in their work, and if thou art not a mage, thou dost qualify as a common annoyance. Beware how thou dost step. The mage lord is apt to send any transgressor to the pits beneath the mountains of freedom. None have returned from that dank dark abyss. Mage lord, our city is about Mage Lord Filbercio. He is a benevolent, wise ruler as well. However, he doth not receive visitors, so do not dream of entering his palace. Transgressor. If thou art a mage, thou must follow the strictures. If thou art a mundane, thou must not overly annoy a mage. That much is simple logic. But as long as Filbercio is a mage lord, thou shouldst do well to remember that it is unhealthy to cross any of Filbercio's whims. Freedom. Now, there is a fine jest if I ever heard one. All that was ever retrieved out of those mountains is ore that was taken out while it was still a mine. Ever since Filbercio made it a prison, no one hath come out of there again. Wine. We make the finest wine that thou wilt find anywhere. Wouldst thou care to try some? Sure. Good. What would thou, nothing. No. I meant to click no. Alright, so she's not, telling me about the wine that I have. Would I like to try some? No, I lost. Bye. Alright. I mean, it came from here, so let's see if we can find out. Maybe. Keyword. No bird around, man. What's this? One bird on thy hand is better than two birds in the bush. Enchant missiles. Whole slew of armor. What's down here? More wine. There's gotta be a lever somewhere. There's more in there. Alright, where's that lever at? Ah, there it is. The art of winemaking. The art of winemaking is not a difficult trade. Alright, the art of winemaking is not a difficult trade. Indeed, making fine wine is the simplest of tasks. There are those laymen, however, who do think making wine is some great secret. Nothing could be further from the truth. Sorcery hath made the process of making wine very easy, but sorcery cannot make the wine taste good. To make great wine, thou needest but one commodity, great grapes. There is a secret to making truly great vintage. That is the secret to making a truly great vintage, one that shall be remembered by all who partake. All right. Well, where are you going, dude? Apples, lots of grapes. I'm not seeing where this wine might have come from. Yeah, none of those. Yeah, nothing there. Been up here. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't know what the wine is for. I feel like it should have been. Like I don't know something in there. But there's the bird. See nor hear. What the hell is that saying? Squawk, cracker. See nor hear. See nor hear. Huh. I'm pretty sure a lot of these people won't talk to me until I can cast spells. Let's see what this dude wants. Hello, I am Ducio, the Master Artisan. What is thy business? Master Artisan, I have an apprentice. I have automatons to help the work progress. That makes me a master. I am able to create or repair anything. I make what mages need, and that makes me an artisan. If thou hast need of the master, ask me. If not, ask Topo. Business. What dost thou need to buy, to look, to talk? Talk is free too, but I'm a busy man. Automatons. One that bakes, one that sews, one that smiths, all from Tarisio. They work hard, they do not talk back like Topo. Topo, mine apprentice, scrawny boy, large ambitions, big mouth, but he doth work hard. When I yell at him, shows promise. Tends to be a little lazy though. Must teach him better. Make certain he learns as much as he thinks he knows. Yeah, Ducio doesn't seem as bad as Topo let it on to be. Tarisio is an adept. He makes automaton guards and servants. He does good work, almost like a master artisan, but he needs magic to make everything work. I give him a good deal of the metal he needs. Now I've got 3 hard workers made of metal. Not a bad deal. Art thou a master? No. Then do not ask what deal I give to others. Bad manners. Oh gosh. Oh. Magic. Tercio doth not ask about my work. I do not ask about his. All I know is that his spells are old. Not anything created by these mages. Thou wishest to ask more. Ask Tercio if he will speak with thee. Very old, maybe as old as the Serpent runes. Maybe not. I am not a mage. Serpent runes. What dost thou think I am, a teacher like Fedibiblio? If thou wishest a history lesson, go to him like any other novice. If thou wishest to work the work of a master artisan, stay. I do not have time for such questions. Novice. If thou seekest knowledge, thou art a novice, one who seeks to be taught. I am a master. I do not teach. I do not need teaching. I am not a novice. Okay. Well, I mean, he's still an asshole. Fedibiblio teaches the young mages here. He keeps the library of magic. He knows the history. Speak to him. Do not bother me. Anything. If the mages can speak plain enough to explain what they need, I can make it. Magical apparatus, swords, whatever, I can make it. They enchant it, 'tis fair. Magical apparatus. I make all the apparatus for the mages, all different. Every mage wants something a little different from the next. I can tell thee who a piece belongs to just by looking at it. I remember everything I've made. Dost thou have something thou wishest to look at? Yes. This is a piece of lab apparatus that the mages use. In fact, as it was, this one was one of my first masterpieces. I thought it had been destroyed. I might ask how thou didst come by this, but I won't. I do not want to know. Vesculio hath been dead for years. Vesculio. Not good, that one. Sought to reach beyond life and rule death. Not good. The council killed him years ago. I thought they had destroyed all his equipment after they found the grave empty, but mayhaps Insorcio took it. Insorcio was Vesculio's apprentice, too much like his master, that one. Exiled now, here he spends his time drinking away his sorrows on another island. Grave empty. They say that he rose from the dead. They think he is looking for revenge. I think the council secretly decided to burn him. No one can bring back the dead from ashes. And swords. I don't know how much call for them. Not magic ones, anyways, but I have made a few. Unless it's a special order, mine automaton makes it. For something non-magical, talk to Topo. If it's magic, talk to me. Alright. Got a goblin in here? Oh, she fucking gone. Apparently we can't talk to her. Okay. She made a run for it. I believe these are... Hello there. I am sorry, but thou hast mistaken me for someone else. Thou couldst possibly be speaking to me as I am a mage, and thou art merely mundane. Honestly. Greetings, mundane. I am sorry, but thou hast mistaken me for someone else because I'm a mage. No, really. Okay, such impudence. Yeah. Hello there, I am Mortigo, the necromancer of Moonshade. It is a city of mages run by mages, and that is the way we mages like it. We are even governed by our own council of mages, chaired by Filbercio, Gustasio, and Rotulencia. Necromage. Yes, that is a special sort of mage who specializes in magics to deal with dead things, as well as with the spirits of the dead themselves. Dead things. Actually, that is a rather unpleasant work, a bit discourteous to talk about in mixed company, if thou dost know what I mean. Spirits of the dead. Yes, as a necromage I can commune with the spirits of the dead. I learn the secrets of the dead as well as the occasional portents of the future, but these seances are unpredictable in their results. Filbercio. He's the supreme mage lord of the city of Moonshade. Gustasio engaged in studies of the different teleportation storms that have been afflicting our land. Rotulencia. She's a powerful mage. Her only real weakness is that she is most unpleasant when she is thwarted in her desires. Learn spells. Thou art not a mage, so teaching these spells would be a waste of both our times. If thou art serious about mastering magic, perhaps thou should speak with Master Fitabiblio at the seminarium. But I think that thou art too old to learn spellcasting. Seance. It is time for the seance to begin. I have already prepared all the elaborate reagents and incantations necessary to open my mind. as a portal through which the spirits of the dead may speak. What thou shalt see are not dreams or hallucinations, but actual ghosts who will join us in communion. Do not be afraid. I summon you, ghosts. Come join us here and speak with us. Share with us thy visions of this world and the next. I have heard thy call, more to go. In life I was Christopher, blacksmith of Trinsic. My time here is short, and I wish to have words with the one who is called the Avatar. Avatar, I thank thee for protecting my son and for breaking the Fellowship's evil grip over Britannia. But I also bring thee a warning. Many are the spirits in this realm who await thee, and there is but one thing on their mind, to have their revenge against thee. There is one thing that thou must always remember. Oh, I've lost contact with the spirit, forgive me. But with a contact that intense, the length of time that I can maintain it is always shorter. Let's see. A pleasure to meet thee, I am certain, but I have no patience for idle tongue wagging. Forgive me, but this is an absolute waste of time when there are other matters which are pressing. After many weeks of fruitless study, I can only conclude that the blink spell simply no longer works correctly. 9 times out of 10, nothing at all happens, while the results in the 10th occurrence are best not pondered. The most obvious reason for these failures is this blasted weather we have been experiencing. Maybe when the storms lessen, I can divine the answers. Until then, excuse me, I will continue to find the answers. Notes this day by Gustasio. Fabric. Monies. Dude keeps a snake down here. Might just have to yoink that. That seems like a good spell. Just boop. Don't tell anybody. The avatar is, good and everything. Ritual bloodletting device. All right. Huh. Well, I don't know who that is. Oh, that's the Master of the Forest, I think. Yeah, we'll get to him later. Does it go to the same? Oh. That's, in Fawn? That's weird. Alright, back in Fawn. Okay. Alright, so we've talked to them. I think we need to talk to Flindo. Flindo's not here anymore. Alright, let's see, maybe he's... Here we got some more houses here. He might be at a shop. we'll go top off the last of my coffee. And we'll see if we can't come back and find Flindo. All right. Ah, there he is. Returned again. I understand now why Hawk did not wish to say. Okay, we've already heard that. Connections. Although I am not a mage, I am an influential man in Moonshade because my shop provides the staples of life to that secluded island. Why, I even know the Mage Lord's mistress. In fact, this is what I shall do for thee. Since thou didst make it possible for Hawk to sail us here, I shall repay thee. I shall arrange for thee to meet with the Mage Lord himself. This is quite an honor, Alistair. This will take time, but I can arrange this, and thou mayest find that some of the mages are very reclusive and will not speak to thee without proper introduction. Mistress. Oh yes, Filbercio is quite the ladies' man, and what woman would not jump at the opportunity to win the Mage Lord's favor? For now, Frigidazi holds the Mage Lord's eye, and from what I have seen, Filbercio seems to have found a way to thaw the charms of that to thaw the charms of that cold mage. Though I have heard that Frigidazi is not always so cool, and I have been told that Filbercio hath not been faithful, shall we say. Frigidazi specializes in cold-related spells. She is a great beauty, but she is rather cold to everyone. Perhaps I shall not say this, but I think Frigidazi is using Filbercio to gain status within the ranks of the adepts. Faithful. Filbercio hath been trying to coerce Columna into a dalliance for some time, but she will have nothing to do with him. As Filbercio doth not take being rebuffed lightly, he hired Stefano to steal something of Columna's from Tarisio to use as blackmail, so the Mage Lord may prevail in his intended infidelity, if Frigidazi doth not discover him. Of course, this is not the Mage Lord's only indiscretion, as I have this story from Julia, who found out from Filbercio during a night of stolen passion. Julia is a ranger at the winery. She is a rather handsome woman, very no-nonsense sort. Tarisio, I hate even to utter his name, it leaves a bitter taste in my mouth. Tarisio specializes in creating the magical automatons that most mages prefer as their servants. I will grant that he is skilled enough, but he doth have the ethics of a snake. 'Tis a good thing Petra escaped from his sickening clutches and has Rocco to protect her. Let's see. Rocco is a barkeeper in the Blue Boar, although Rocco can be quite gruff. He is devoted to Petra. If thou askest me, I would say 'tis perfect match, Rocco and Petra. He can complain as much as he wants, and she still takes care of him. Stefano is a thief of some skill with a bit of magical ability. He tends to live from one disaster to another, though he would like to see himself as a great lord somewhere someday. Stefano would be better practicing his magic, but he would rather be a skilled thief than a novice mage. Petra is an automaton of the Blue Board. Tarisio created her. I have only heard a bit of the tale, so thou shouldst go speak to Petra directly to hear the right side of it. In short, Tarisio had vile intent for Petra, but she escaped and Rocco took her in and watches over her. Columna, there's not much to say about Columna. She is one of Moonshade's most reclusive mages. I think that is what makes her so attractive to Filbercio. She seems unattainable. Why she insists on dallying with scum Tauricio, I will never know. She would do better with the Mage Lord. Any way thou dost look at it, let's see, heard. I have heard that Frigidazi can be quite warm to those who catch her fancy, and I am told that she can be very persistent about getting what she wants. Although I think I would be foolish to catch her eye as long as Filbercio doth have an interest in her, if thou knowest what I mean. Tales, Madge Moonshade has a share of tales and stories. Many of them are started the mages in question to enhance their own reputations. But if thou dost listen to the tales, there are ancient passages that connect the islands to the other islands, or for that matter, some say that the Mad Mage can teleport. Okay, we've talked about all of that. So we're at the point now. I probably should have asked for that. That meeting a while ago, but oh well. Let's go to the apothecary shop. Not here. What do we got down here? Glass sword, sword of defense, magic axe. Yeah, nothing like too crazy. I think I feel like the key's around here somewhere. Maybe not. Whoops. There we go. I have a feeling this guy's not going to give me the time of day either. I am Tercio, a mage of Moonshade. I am not a sociable man, so this will be brief. What dost thou desire of me, and at what price? Tercio. I am Tercio Moonshade, Adept Mage, and Master of Life Spells. My personal specialty is spells involving healing and the sustenance of life energies. Adept Mage. I come from one of the longest family lines of mages in all of Serpent Isle. That is how one tells a good mage. Thou must know by his family line. Good mages are a result of good breeding. My father always said that. Family 1,000 years ago, our ancestors performed tricks to amuse peasants. Hundreds of years ago, they were the most trusted advisors to kings and rulers of the land. But when it comes to magic, the only one line more pure than mine is that of the ruling family. Of course, my family was decimated in the Old War. If not for that, I might be a ruler today. Old War. According to family records, most of my family members were killed fighting the Daemons. This is the war which brought an end to the Age of the Two Kings. That would be the bloodline of Mage Lord of Moonshade Filbercio. Stockings. Let's do that. Stockings. I should be frank with thee. I want the stockings to protect the honor of the woman I love. The stockings rightfully belong to my lover Columna. They were stolen by the bandit Stefano. I neither know nor care how thou hast them and come into possession of them, but I must have them from thee, as thou dost have something I want. I am obliged to provide something that thou couldst want. I offer thee one of my spells in exchange for the stockings. If thou dost accept, then give them to me. Yes. Now that I have what I want, and I did not have to give thee a thing, thou art not dealing with a child here. Okay. All right, dude. Oh. Let's see. So we've talked to most everyone. I think we're kind of biding our time until it's until we get the invitation. There is remember there is that chest there. I know that's something. And something you need later on. I don't remember exactly what it is, but da, 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 let's do that. Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! I've made the most wonderful discovery about the comb that I took from that empty-headed ruler Afon. No longer shall I be forced to content myself with the bumbling attentions of Molino, my pitiful excuse of a husband. For upon using the comb on myself, I have become beautiful and desirable. No one will ever guess now that Mosh and I are twins. Now that I may use for better my wits for better things like the Adept Tarisio. Time stop spell. Okay. So we're going to actually load that because that was a shitload of damage we just took. We'll remember that though. Turns out that Mosh and Columna are twins. Like, who'da thunk it? Oh, there she is. Let's talk to her. So what art thou looking at, eh? What is it, T? Some call me the Rat Woman, but I'll have you know that my rightful name is Mosh. Aye, Mosh. Would that thou wert to believe me, I could tell thee a story. 'Tis done, though not forgotten. I will not talk of it now. Alright. See you later, Rat Woman. Do a little exploring, I suppose. Flying snake. Another one. Oh, we are out of arrows with the avatar. We're onto the wand. Pretty sure there's like a house out here somewhere. Oh, here it is. We found it. Ugh. This is gruesome. Red cloak. Oh. Invisibility. There's another one. I don't think that's actually the one I thought it was. I don't know whose house that was. I think Stefano's got an old house out here, but I think it's on the outside of the walls. Oh, hold on, there's a key. No clue what it goes to. Probably this door. Yep. Oh shit! We meet again, thy destiny draws near quickly. How may I be of service to thee? Oh, one of thy friends hath met an untimely end. This should not be. If thou art ready to see thy friend again, merely ask, and I will return them resurrection. Now thy friend Yolo doth live again. Goodbye. I must return to Monk Isle. Alright. Well, that was fucking wonderful. Alright, well, we got a bunch of stuff now. Alright, Dupre, you get that. Protection. Create food. I'm pretty sure I have a create food already. Another create food. False coin. No, won't fit. Alright, well, you get that now. Just fork over all this money. What's in here? Food. Oh, we have gold bars. Just one. Yep. Alright, let's run! Woo! Alright. Get off of that. What do we have down here? Probably another key goes to. Nope. Nope. Okay, well. Not anything we have to worry about right now. Where are we? We are lost, Avatar. Ah, he's a fucking road. Jesus. Fucking ye of little faith. Dupre, poor Dupre, just bleeding out. get back to town here and probably call it. Because I gotta get some food in me. We gotta go out and run some errands too. Let's see. We're gonna give that to him, to YOLO. Yeah, 'cause I got another firearm one right there. All right. Let's save. This will be waiting for audience. All right. Well, thank you to anybody who watched any of this, and hopefully you're enjoying the adventure as we go through. But yeah, we'll try to be back another time, maybe later today, or very least we'll get some Link to the Past going on. Yeah. Talk to y'all later.